All right, guys, we've been working on how to construct really good supporting details. We're going to take this into our own informational essay. Today, we're just going to start with one paragraph, but we're going to work our way through all three states of matter. For right now, we're going to just work on picking one state of matter, and we're going to gather the best evidence that we can to really write a good supporting detail paragraph. Or good supporting details, excuse me. I want to look at our one from yesterday really quick. So yesterday, we worked on the 4 different types of supporting details. We had description, explanation, citing evidence, and interesting fact. Our mentor paragraph here has all 4 types of evidence, which we're actually going to work on today. We are going to have all 4 supporting details in your paragraph. So today you're going to have a description sentence, an explanation sentence, citing expert evidence, and an interesting fact. I'm going to reread through this really quick, and I went through, you guys, and I completed the bold, the underline, the italicized, etc. So it says, rock is a material found all over the planet. There are many types of rocks, and all of them are solid. So that's basically our topic. Rocks are found all over, they're solid. Rocks are everywhere, many types. That's what the whole paragraph is about. Explaining something is our next one. Rocks are made naturally, meaning without the help of humans, from a mixture of minerals that are pressed lightly together. That's our explanation sentence. It helps our reader better understand our topic, or rocks. Now we have some expert evidence. The website, kids.britannica.com, reminds us that rocks make up the outer layer of the earth called the crust. So there's our quote or our citation. And then our last one is an interesting fact. Even though rocks are natural, we use rocks for lots of purposes. In fact, many statues are carved from a rock called marble. Interesting fact, statues are carved from rocks. And then now here's our conclusion sentence. Whether found on a hike or in a museum, rocks are everywhere. Our topic sentence said, rock is a material found all over the planet. Our conclusion sentence says, rocks are everywhere. So they sandwich that hamburger together. Top and bottom bun, same but different. So what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of go through this together. We are going to make a boxes and bullets with our main idea and supporting details. You will notice that today you have 4 supporting details. Each one of these supporting details will match our 4 different types: description, explanation, cite, and facts. So I will actually put that in there for you guys. And when you go to do it yourself, you'll have little icons to help you that'll show you where each one goes. So when we go to create our boxes and bullets, we'll have little icons over here on the left. We have description, explanation, citation, and facts. So you're going to have one of each of these. Today, I'm going to go through it with you, and we're going to do a little bit on solids, and then you're going to go on your own, and you're going to do a paragraph on liquids. So that way we get a little bit of practice, and you also get to watch going through this process. So let me go back, and I have a quick video that we're actually going to use as our source today. Instead of actually reading, we're going to start pulling information out of a video, which is pretty cool. So we have the 3 states of matter here. It's linked with the picture. I have it written down here with which time in the video you will watch each part. Solids are from about 220 to 225, 245, liquids and gases. So if you don't really have to watch the entire video, but if you want to go through and kind of fast forward to each part, that might be the most helpful, because there's also information we don't need in there. So today we're going to actually look at solids. All right, so now we're going to look at the video real quick and look and see. I want you to think about what question could you answer as you watch this about solids.
Michael explains. The particles in a solid are closely packed together and arranged in an orderly manner. The particles in a solid vibrate in a fixed position, and there is very little space between the particles. That's why a solid has a fixed mass and a fixed shape. It also has a fixed volume, and it is incompressible. Jeff asks again, I read somewhere that the movement of particles in matter is described by.
I'm going to stop right there because we don't really need to go any further. So I'm thinking to myself as I listen to this, I'm like, well, it's really describing to me what is a solid, but I don't really want my main idea to just be solid. Because remember, that's a topic, not a main idea. So I'm like, I really need to get a little bit more narrow. And we've been talking about this as sometimes our main ideas, you guys, have been topics. They've been just this big, broad idea. Oops, let me zoom out for you a little bit. This big, broad idea, like a solid. Okay, well, what about it? So my best thing to say for you is if you're trying to find a main idea, you have the topic of a solid. Main idea, I'm going to say, what about it? Well, it's a state of matter, right? So I'm going to just say one state of matter is solid or a solid. Either way you want to say it. I can't really go too much further there because I have to go and add these in my details. Some of us, our main idea was really long. Well, one state of matter is a solid. Great. Okay, I'm just going to actually do this. So now I need to go find some details. I need a description. I need to describe a solid. Well, I'm going to go back to my video here, and I'm going to kind of go back. He was talking about the particles, and I want to listen right in here. He describes the solid really well, so I'm going to listen to that.
Michael explains. The particles in a solid are closely packed together and arranged in an orderly manner.
Okay, so particles are packed together and organized. So I'm going to describe it. Let's see here. So I'm going to use it. So my purpose of my description, if I go back, it says that they want to help visualize my topic. A solid is dense. I'm going to use the word dense, which means it's hard. It's closely packed together. And the particles are close together. So I think that'll help my reader better understand it. Now, explanation. Better understands and why it's important. Well, why is this important? How could I really explain to my reader why they need to know what a solid is? So I'm going to keep listening here.
The particles in a solid vibrate in a fixed position, and there is very little space between the particles. That's why a solid has a fixed mass and a fixed shape.
So if I was explaining to someone what a solid is, a fixed mass, a fixed shape. I think of a solid as a fixed shape. The shape isn't moving. So I'm going to say that particles have very little space between them. So they hold a fixed shape and mass. And remember, guys, mass is the weight here. The weight doesn't change, the shape doesn't change. If I was to break it, the shape would change, but as it is, it would stay the same. Okay, let's see here. I need to now find expert evidence. So I need to find a quote I want to find here.
It also has a fixed volume, and it is incompressible. Jeff asked.
So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to find a quote here that I want to use.
Explains. The particles in a solid are closely packed together and arranged in an orderly manner. The particles in a solid.
They're arranged in an orderly manner. That is one thing that's unique to a solid. So my citation, I'm going to say, according to, and I'm going to use this right here, Learning Port Interactive. And actually, you guys, the company is just Learning Port that posts this, so we can just say Learning Port. So I'm going to say, and you guys can borrow this for your citation as well. According to Learning Port, And yours, you guys can use it for liquid as well. Obviously, don't use the same quote, but you could say according to Learning Port or in the Learning Port video, however you want to say that. Oh, I don't remember exactly, so I'm going to go back in my video. Please make sure you do this too.
Together and arranged in an orderly manner.
The particles are arranged in an orderly manner. And because I borrowed it straight from the video, it's okay if I copy it straight down, because right here, I'm citing it. So I'm not exactly copying it if I'm getting credit to them. And now I need an interesting fact. What's something interesting here?
The particles in a solid vibrate in a fixed position, and there is very little space between the particles. That's why a solid has a fixed mass and a fixed shape. It also has a fixed volume, and it is incompressible.
I heard the word incompressible. A solid is incompressible. But now, oops, let me fix my spelling here. I'm not 100% sure what that means, so I'm going to go look this up. If ever I don't know what something means, I'm going to look it up. Not able to be compressed. Well, I know that in means not, so I know that it's not able to be compressed. But I'm not 100% sure what that means, so I'm going to click and dive in a little bit deeper. Incompressible. Let's see, they're generally incompressible. Okay, you can't compress them, you can't smash them. Oh, so they're really stuck together. I can't smash them together. So the particles can't be smashed any further. So a solid is incompressible, which means the particles can't be pushed any closer together. That's it, they're stuck. I can't mash it down. With a liquid, I could push them closer together because they're kind of floating around, right? I guess they're really floating around, so I could smush them together. They are as tight as they can get. So, here's what I got today. One state of matter is a solid, that's my main idea. It's dense. A description. A solid is dense and the particles are close together. Okay, I get it. I'm going to go back and double check. Helps you visualize it better. A descriptive details uses your senses. The dense and the particles are close together. I don't know if that's really using my senses, so I'm going to add a little bit more here. I'm going to say, think of a, what's something someone could visualize? A very hard rock, that's a solid, or, what's something else I think of when I think of a solid? Or an ice cube, because that's what we've used a lot of. That's going to help better describe it. The particles have very little space between them, so they hold a fixed shape and mass. According to Learning Port, they're arranged in an orderly manner. They're organized. And it's incompressible, which means the particles can't be pushed any closer together. So now you guys have your own chance to do this. You're going to go through and do this with liquids. I'm going to give you your main idea. Another state of matter is liquid. That will be what you're working with. You need to go find descriptive details of this, an explanation, find an expert quote, and give me an interesting fact. You guys for liquid will be watching 145 to 210 in this video. You can go back and forth. You see how I went rewatch and rewatch, looking for better details. If you don't quite understand something, research it, look it up. But by the end of it, and you can keep going back here to our example, you need one supporting detail that helps your reader visualize the liquid. You need to explain what it is. I'd explain the molecules or particles in a liquid. You need one quote from the video and one interesting fact. So we're going to get all of this evidence put together today. And then tomorrow we're going to go write a very, very awesome informational paragraph on liquids.